Good morning, preppers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm tired.
Okay, prepping food. Everybody talks about what food is the best to prep. And everybody has their opinions. I like proteins. I think proteins are the best because, well, they really sustain you a lot.
I like rice and beans.
Yeah, rice and beans are great.
They are.
But, of course, rice and beans, you have to have a lot of heat going into them.
You
But
do.
they're cheap.
They are.
They're cheap and they store very well. Okay, anyway, this video is not about that.
No rice and beans.
No, it's not about proteins or rice and beans. It's not about the food you should prep and stockpile. That's something you probably should already be doing. We're going to talk about making your food palatable. Now, do not run away. Don't turn it off. There's some things here I want you to see. It's very important. And I know it seems like overly simple, but it's not. There's actually a lot to it. Okay, very quick lesson, understand what's happening here. Your nose has chemoreceptors, chemical receptors. So when you smell like a hamburger frying up on the grill, what a great smell, literally a piece of the burger will fly off and you submit it up your nose and binds to those receptors in the olfactory bulb and you're like, oh, a hamburger. And you start drooling everywhere, which I'll probably do that because I'm thinking about this. Okay. Now, your tongue works the same way. Your tongue also has chemoreceptors, except when you actually bite the hamburger, it actually binds with the receptors on your tongue and gives you that flavoring. Okay, now real quick, by the way, just a little trivia fact to amaze your friends. There's certain locations on your tongue that actually has more receptors, like the side of your tongue has more receptors than almost anywhere else. And so and you'll actually do this. You'll subconsciously put food on the side of your tongue and you're like, oh, this tastes great. And without even thinking about it.
That's true.
It's really cool. Now, something that people think, which is not true, is they think that certain flavors are only located on certain parts of the tongue. People used to think that, but that's not true at all.
Oh, okay.
They used to think like the tip of your tongue was just sweet, but it's not. All of them are equally spaced. It's just some certain places on your tongue have more receptors than others. That's all it is.
Extra sensitive.
Right. Okay. So now I enjoy smell. Most smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some bad smells.
Yeah. So if you smell poo, by the way, that means poo's going up your nose and binding with your receptors.
Ew.
So people say, oh, put the toilet seat down before you flush. And yeah, that helps not spray your bathroom. But if you're smelling it,
You already got it.
it's already in your nose. You know what I'm saying? So it's spreading all around the room. Anyway, some people can't smell, and that's called anosmia. Some people are born with it. And some people can't taste, called agousia. Now, some people have both, but really they could be completely separate. And here's the thing I want you to know. It doesn't matter if you have anosmia or agousia, you literally have a higher depression and suicide rate.
Oh, that's awful.
We depend on smells and taste a lot more than you think we would.
I think you do, because you smell flowers and things like that. Just happy memories.
It gives you, it gives you life.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. I have a Jeep Wrangler that lives on our property now. It doesn't drive on the road anymore. It doesn't have any brakes and stuff. It's very broken down. I used to love driving down the road, and you could like smell everything.
You could.
You actually feel more alive driving a Jeep. That should be their motto.
They should. You can smell the rain.
Oh yeah, smell the rain. Okay, so now if you don't have flavor for your food, okay, we're not talking about smell so much, but flavor for your food, it does lead more to depression and suicide. But let's combine that with now crap hits the fan. You're stressed, you're fatigued, you're worried. All these things are happening. You're worried about your family. Your cortisol levels are through the roof. Your morale is going to go down. All simply combined with now having just bland rice and beans.
Day after day. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Do you like plain rice and beans?
Sometimes.
I do. I do like the flavor of just plain rice and beans. But could you imagine doing that day after day after day after day?
I couldn't.
I love my rice and beans with like Cholula.
I like with jalapeno and cheese.
Oh,
and lots of salt and pepper.
You had to say jalapenos. Now I'm going to really start salivating thinking about this. But yeah, jalapenos in my rice and beans. I'm literally salivating. I am. Okay, but anyways, you want to have a variety, obviously. Not just a variety of food, but when you're stockpiling, let's say just rice and beans, you can't get much variety of food when you're stockpiling. So when crap hits the fan, you may not have that variety.
Exactly.
So they say variety is the spice of life.
That's what they say.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Spice is the spice of life. Okay?
That's awesome.
Restaurants know this. That's why they always actually spice up things, not spicy, but with delicious flavor.
Yes.
And that, I mean, if you go to a restaurant and you eat the rice and beans or plain rice and beans, you'll probably never go back to that restaurant again.
That's true.
Because they really specialize in deliciousness, like Chipotle. That chicken at Chipotle, we thought it was keto. There's way too much sugar on there, and that's why it's so delicious. Okay, so you must have flavor. I'm not saying it's optional. You must have flavor in your stockpiles. You must have the flavors of spices to give you that variety. Having a warm or a hot, tasty meal will raise your morale of you and your family.
Well, it's like nothing having chicken noodle soup. It's comforting, and not having that is just...
Right, and I'll prove it to you. Have you had hot water soup? Doesn't sound so tasty,
No,
does
it
it?
doesn't.
Yeah, but there's no taste in it, obviously. So you want to have the different flavors. So we like to buy Azure Standard. Okay, they all say Azure Market on them.
But that's their company.
Right. So, and this is not just a plug for Azure Standard, even though we plug Azure Standard, we love them. And you can click on the link below and have these kind of things delivered close to your house for a lot cheaper than buying it like on Walmart and Amazon and stuff. Okay, but we buy a lot of stuff from there. In fact, this is actually from a haul we just did.
Yeah, we did. We ordered a lot of it.
Right, and so we're going to process it because, like, for example, what is this?
The spaghetti seasoning.
Oh, that's good too, isn't it?
That
Spaghetti
sounds really
seasoning. It's already in a Mylar bag, but honestly, it's actually better to take it. It says best by July 2025. If you're going to store this long term, I would take it out of this Mylar bag. You could probably reuse this Mylar bag, maybe. We never do.
I don't know.
Put it in a Mylar bag or a glass jar.
A glass jar with an oxygen absorber.
Exactly, and it'll store, practically speaking, indefinitely.
Yeah.
Because they're just spices on here, you know. And we'll show you some of the different ones we have. My favorites are like chili.
Yeah.
I love these things. I put this stuff on everything.
He does.
And Sam does now too, which is really fun.
I love chives, and I love the minced onions. Those are ones that I really, really highly recommend adding to your thing. And then like the salsa seasoning, this is already open because we've used this one a ton. There's so many here to mention.
Barbecue sauce seasoning. I love this because barbecue sauce will not last in a jar or anything.
It won't.
I mean, you might be able to can it somehow, but here it's just powder, and you can make your barbecue sauce whenever you like from here on in. And we also even have things like chicken flavored broth and beef broth.
There's so many
Fiesta
here.
Mexican.
Mustard
seed,
onion powder, onion soup,
garlic,
herb dip.
pepper.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. They have apple pie and pumpkin pie spice. They have so much stuff. We love Azure. But I'm going to be honest with you, we don't buy just Azure.
No, every time we go to Costco and Sam's Club, we always talk about the deals and the spices. So like this is just from Sam's Club. No, Costco. I don't honestly know which brand.
Members Mark?
Whatever. It's from one of them. Guys, you can buy those. You don't have to buy this. You can buy those. Highly recommend it. Taco seasoning. This is another major one. We have a lot of these. Buy many of them. When they're on sale, buy 4 at minimum.
And it makes me kind of giggle in our modern age. They're like, look, here's a taco kit. Just add ground beef. And they actually have the seasoning in there, thinking that it's like some kind of magical seasoning. You can even make your own if you wanted to. I know a lot of people do that.
You can add this to soup, rices, anything. And then, guys, cannot say enough, salt. Salt. It doesn't matter. Lots of salt. You can use this for so many different things.
Yeah, without a doubt. So you want to make sure you have a wide variety of spices. And I know like money may be tight for some people, but you may actually want to consider finding what spice you like the most and actually buy just a little bit less beans and buy some spices with it, because even though the rice and beans will make you survive and the spices, well, maybe not, it will trash your morale. In the military, morale is a huge thing.
It is a very big thing. And definitely, guys, if you can't afford a big thing like this or this, you can go to the dollar store or you can go to Walmart in the dollar area, and they have the spices there for $1. Add a couple every time you go to the store. You'll build up your stuff really quick. But adding some chives to rice and beans or minced onions, and you would have an amazing dish, and you wouldn't even know.
Think twice about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spices, it really is vital. It is, I mean, vitale, Latin means life. It's vital. You have to have them because your morale, you literally picture yourself eating rice and beans for like the 3rd year straight in the Great Depression, the Greater Depression. You will question yourself and say things like,
is it why
even bother with life, because this is miserable.
It is, yeah.
But how if you have a
chili peppers,
cayenne pepper with 40,000 heat units, then you'd be like, this is what life's all about.
I'm on fire, baby.
Well, I'm going to ask you this as we finish up. What's your favorite spice? What's your favorite? Chili peppers. That's mine. I love these.
I'd have to say minced onions. because you can add it with everything.
But I want to hear from you, because I'm sure there's things we didn't even mention, maybe stuff that we don't even have.
That is true. There's a lot more that I didn't bring out and things like that. But like apple pie, we have apple trees, and so having applesauce for the kids or dishes like that would be more for us than maybe somebody else down in Florida. So.
Yep, exactly. Okay, guys, so please put your comments in the comments below. Let us know your favorite spice. And I hope this video helped you and got you motivated to make sure that when you see spices on sale,
grab them.
You pick them up or go to Azure and buy them there too, which works equally well. Okay, anything else?
No.
All right, thanks for watching.
Bye.